Previously during the investigation.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another chapter of Deadly Premonition.
I didn't think you'd
So
keep
in
me
the
waiting
last
in the rain
video
for
we
so
met
long.
Thomas and got duped into finding the missing keys to the files of Anna's murder. So now we're heading into chapter 3 and hopefully we won't get carried away with any side quests and collectible hunts. And we would get to unravel more of the story, because I'm really curious as to how this story
The Greenvale General Hospital is down the road by the lake. It's too far to walk. Come on, get in the car.
If I'm riding in a car, George, I prefer to be the driver. Can you provide a car for me?
What are you talking about? You don't even know how to get there.
Which is another good reason for me to drive, George. I need to learn my way around town.
Oh, man. Very well. Then I'll ride with you. I want to keep an eye on you.
Fair enough.
Just one thing, Agent Morgan. Your involvement in this case is limited. That means you don't have to learn your way around town.
George, we'd better get moving. The hospital closes at 2100.
So now we need to go to the hospital. This will probably be another long drive, so I'm just gonna cut that out as well, like I did with the other videos.
Agent Morgan, get us there quickly, but drive within the speed limit. Just because you have a badge doesn't mean you can drive like a maniac.
George, what are you, his mother?
We just need to get the autopsy results.
Agent York isn't accustomed to the town yet. Give him a little slack. Well then, Agent York, let's get going.
Sure, sounds good.
Well, that took longer than expected. Jeez, the map of this game is really frustrating. Even when using it, you'll get turned around a lot.
That's a pretty big hospital.
It's funny how they just
Guess they wanted
decided
to
to
be ready
stop
for
and talk there under
town-wide
the rain.
food poisoning.
No,
I mean, seriously, they can
it's
just
another
walk a
leftover
couple
from
of
the town's
steps
prosperous
forward and they'll be
slumber
under
days.
the
Hard to
roof.
imagine now, though, isn't it?
But nope,
My mother
let's
always
just
talked
stay
about how
here
energetic
talking under
this
the
town
rain,
used to be.
reminiscing about
Almost
the
like
town's
a
good
gold
old
rush,
days.
she used to say.
Impressive.
But the hotter the fever, the faster it cools. And so now there's hardly anyone left to use this place.
It pains me to watch my hometown lose so many citizens. Beyond your understanding, I'm sure.
Yes, I'm sorry to say that it is.
Indeed. And that's why this case is our problem. There really isn't any need for you to get too involved.
Hello, Sheriff.
Wait, is her name really Freckly Fiona? Isn't that a bit rude to call her that?
Fiona. We're here to see Usha. Do you know where he is?
I think Dr. Johnson is in the computer room.
A computer room? In a hospital?
Nice to meet you, Mr. FBI agent. The computer room is where our employees share a computer.
Very
Well,
nice to
duh.
meet you,
What
too.
else would a computer
I'm
room be?
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. But how did you know I was FBI?
Easy. None of the police in this town wear cologne.
Besides, that scar on your face is the biggest rumor in town.
You know, during the side quests I've
Rumors get
done for
exaggerated
this
as they
game,
spread.
everyone
Even in the
keeps
countryside.
pointing out York's scar, and it's gotten me
What's
curious.
that you're reading, if I may ask?
Like, they keep saying that it's the talk of the town, but they don't really tell you what those rumors are.
You haven't heard
So
of
I'm
this
guessing
yet?
the scar is really
It's
something
a recent
important.
bestseller mystery. It's set in the
I suppose
U.S.,
we'll get
a
to know
small traditional
what that
North
is the
American
further
town
along the
close to the
story we go.
Canadian border. A peaceful, traditional place. However, that peaceful town is shattered by a terrible crime. The murder of a local girl.
And that incident causes grief and sadness to everyone in town. But everyone feels the seditious, heinous evil still lurking, alive. Yes, much like the situation right now here in Greenvale.
Fiona, don't say that.
Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. With Anna dead and all.
Don't worry. Books are written to entertain, and it's good you're enjoying it. What we're faced with here is a terrible crime committed in a real world. Much different from that of a novel. So there's no need to apologize.
Thank you, Agent York.
Okay, so we need to find the computer room. There are no visible quest markers, so I guess we need to explore the whole area then. I already have a feeling I'll get lost in this place a lot. What's behind door number 2? Nothing, it's locked. Jesus, place is quiet and confusing. I hope this video isn't just me running around the hospital looking for that damn computer room. Oh wait, there's a quest marker. Let's see here. It's on that wall, so I'm guessing I'll need some kind of key. Where do I find that though? Oh, there's another quest marker. I really hope we're going the right way. Oh wait, there's a quest marker here. Maybe this is the right place?
We
Oh,
couldn't find
thank
him.
God it is.
Fiona needs to check her information.
No, I don't think so. Does the doctor like playing games by any chance?
What do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean? How could you
There's a
possibly
message on the
tell
computer.
that he likes
And a
playing
card key
games?
already set in place.
Apart from the
The
obvious
king
posters.
passes the rook and meets the bishop. The knight takes a pawn along for the queen.
What does that all mean?
It's a simple puzzle.
Zach, let's take him up on his challenge. You can do this, right?
Okay, king passes rook and meets bishop. Bishop, then the knight takes a pawn to the queen. Knight, pawn, and queen. Checkmate. That was a pretty easy puzzle. And that smile is just plain creepy.
The doctor awaits below with the deceased.
Another code?
I don't think it is.
But
It
there's
sounds
nowhere
pretty
to insert a
straightforward.
password.
Like, you know, go to the morgue or something.
going to get
Because
Fiona
that's
to
the
call
only
Usha
place
up
I can
here
think
right
of that
now.
a deceased would be kept in the
No
hospital.
need, George. The message appeared with the card key. It's telling us where to use it.
This is not the time to be joking around, Agent Morgan.
Dr. Usha is below with the deceased. With Anna. Below being underground, I take it. Simple. Simple. Then it's time to meet the mischievous architect of this little game.
Nah.
So we got the card key and we've already been to the underground floor where that first quest marker we saw was, so we just need to go back there. Hopefully we won't get lost this time around. So just follow the quest marker. But first, for a little extra point, we do need the money for some of the side quests. And like I've said before, I'm doing them behind the scenes. I will upload the video for the side quests separately so that it won't, these videos won't get that long and can focus more on the story for now. The main story of the game. And darn it, I'm still getting lost. I've already been to that underground level before. I think it's here. Now where is it? Where is that staircase? Yep, here we go, the stairs. Ah, finally! That took quite a while. Now where to go? We need to find the morgue. Is it through here? No, the quest marker's over here. So let's get this first. Then in we go.
Asha, sorry to keep you waiting.
Ah, you made it. Let's get started, shall we?
This is Agent Morgan from the FBI.
Nice to meet you. I'm Usher Johnson, the doctor in this hospital.
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please call me York.
You know what? I give up. I don't want to count how many times he says that throughout the whole game.
Very well, Agent York.
Are you a forensic practitioner?
Let's just say I've dealt with corpses before.
That battle of wits, by the way. Did you create that yourself?
Mm-hmm. I just wanted to see if our FBI agent could handle the task.
I see. Well, it was pretty fun.
Oh, I'm glad you liked it.
We don't have much time. We need those autopsy results.
Next time, try challenging us without obstructing an investigation. You've angered the monarch.
From the onset of rigor mortis, the stiffening of the muscles, the time of death is estimated to be between 20 and 2200 hours. That's still quite early for such a crime to take place. Note that there are 2 exterior wounds, pressure marks around the neck, and a long cut running from chest to abdomen. Blood marks on her right hand tell us she was gripping something round in her right hand. Her skull is also fractured, but that is unrelated to the cause of death. It probably happened to her after she was killed. Now, I first thought death by suffocation, due to the marks on her neck. But after further investigation, I now have a different conclusion. The direct cause of death was loss of blood from the wound.
Which means?
She was cut up while she was still alive.
Yes, a sharp knife was used. It was inserted beneath the sternum and then quickly sliced downwards. The excessive loss of blood from her internal organs is what actually killed her. Her nails are clean, and with no skin cells from the attacker. She also doesn't appear to have been bound nor badly beaten. She was apparently killed without resistance. The most tragic thing, however, was that she was unable to speak her story to anyone who could hear her cries.
The perpetrator cut out Anna's tongue.
Well, I believe she was drugged first to phase her consciousness, and then the killer killed her. Now, the killer most likely has a deep, traumatized past concerning women. He probably cannot converse with them normally. Cutting out the tongue suggests a very lonely individual. Either that, or a truly hardcore sadist. He must get off on watching women suffer, especially when they can't answer back. Now, he watched as the blood pumped from her body, as she gradually grew cold. Now, a case in Seattle in 1985 was much like...
Usher, please, limit your report to your findings as a doctor. Criminal profiling is my job. You're wrong, also. Anna died fully, deeply, painfully aware of what was happening to her.
But,
Tell me, what time did it stop raining on the night Anna was killed?
Just before I went to bed, right after the movie on TV ended, so around 1 a.m.
What movie was it?
An American Werewolf in London.
Directed by John Landis, 1981. So the rain stopped, accompanied by the ending song, Blue Moon. George, would you mind if I examined Anna myself?
What more do you hope to find?
I'm sure I mentioned that I have a personal interest in cases like these.
So, I suppose we need to observe Anna. That's another one. And here too. The object was circular with a relief shape, like a peace mark. So she was holding on to something when she died. That could be important information, so let's try to remember that for later. So where else? Oh, here. Tongue has been removed. Wow.
From her lack of resistance, I'd say that Anna's injuries happened very quickly. Unable to speak, she was then left to cry herself to death.
Zach, it's all starting to come together.
The perpetrator stayed with her for at least 2 hours until it stopped raining. At the estimated time of her death, it was still raining, but you can still see tear marks on her cheeks. That means she was killed under a roof somewhere. She was then carried into the woods after it stopped raining.
There's one other thing. Her tongue was removed with a very blunt knife. In fact, it's more likely it was simply chopped off.
Asha, are you a passionate man?
Well, not particularly, but I am man enough should the moment call for it.
George, how about you?
I'm very passionate. Yes. Especially when it comes to women. But I don't see what that has to do with anything.
George, the perpetrator is just like you. He's passionate about women. He's a passionate kisser. This was a kiss of death.
The perpetrator bit off Anna's tongue.
We'll never get a dental print from a wound like this. But this is still a big lead.
Jackpot, Zach. A shame, but our old-time all-American sightseeing tour just came to an end.
This case is now under the jurisdiction of the FBI. I'm assuming command. I'll need you to assist me in the investigation.
What in the hell do you mean, Agent Morgan? I know I said I was passionate, but you can't think I did this.
That's not why I'm assuming command, George. You're a suspect just as much as every other passionate man on Earth. Let me show you something.
Okay, so I think I'll stop here for now. We really took a lot of time trying to find the key card and then the morgue, so I'm really sorry about that. But we did get to move the story forward, so that's good. Anyways, I hope you guys liked this video, and I hope the interest in this game, Devil Premonition, has increased, because it certainly has caught my interest, you know, despite the outdated graphics.
George, Emily, we should be going. No need to stay here any longer.
Okay. I have to sign the release. Just give me a moment.
Very well. I'll go on ahead. I can't take it any longer down here.
As always, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you all soon.
Bishop takes
Dream
queen.
on, fly on.
His rook takes your queen. Then your knight takes rook. And checkmate.
Huh?
My first victory in the Grandmaster ranking.